Have you ever found yourself pondering over the origin and eventual end of this magnificent planet we call home? Our planet's story is a cosmic epic, an incredible tale of birth, life, and death. It's a narrative etched in the very fabric of time and space, unfurling across billions of years. From the fiery birth of Earth to its inevitable demise, we'll delve deep into the mysteries of our home's past, present, and future. Well, prepare yourself for a journey through cosmic time as we explore the life story of Earth. Our story begins around 4.5 billion years ago in a chaotic and fiery cosmos. The universe was a wild, untamed expanse, swirling with dust and gas. Yet in this tumultuous setting, the seeds of our solar system began to take root. The birth of our solar system was a dramatic affair. Imagine a vast, spinning cloud of gas and dust. At its heart, a young star began to form. This juvenile would later be known as our Sun. The remaining debris swirling around this newborn star started to coalesce. These clumps of matter, drawn together by gravity, gradually formed the planets. Among them, our home, Earth. Earth's initial days were nothing short of tumultuous. It was a red-hot ball of molten rock, constantly bombarded by other celestial bodies. One such collision with a Mars-sized object named Theia is believed to have resulted in a massive debris cloud. This cloud over time coalesced under gravity and formed our moon. In the aftermath, Earth was left scarred and molten, its surface a sea of magma. But over the next several million years, it began to cool. As the surface hardened, the Earth's crust formed. Volcanic activity played a key role during this phase, releasing gases trapped inside the planet. This led to the creation of our atmosphere, a protective blanket that would later make life possible. The Earth's early atmosphere was nothing like what we breathe today. It was a toxic mix of carbon dioxide, nitrogen, and water vapor, with traces of methane and ammonia. But it set the stage for the next act in Earth's epic saga, the emergence of life. It's fascinating to think about the turbulent beginnings of our planet. From a chaotic molten state to a hardened sphere, the transformation was indeed dramatic. The birth of our moon, the formation of the crust, and the creation of the atmosphere were key milestones in Earth's early history. And so, from a fiery ball of molten rock, our Earth was born. A story of chaos, collision, and coalescence that led to the creation of the world as we know it today. This is just the beginning of our journey through Earth's history. There's so much more to explore. With Earth's birth, the stage was set for the greatest spectacle of all, the dawn of life. Here we are, approximately 3.5 billion years ago. The Earth had cooled down from its fiery birth, and the stage was set for the first act of life. But how did life emerge in this alien world? The answer is as complex as life itself. The initial spark of life was likely a chance event. Simple organic compounds, possibly delivered by comets or generated in the primordial soup of early oceans, somehow combined and formed the first self-replicating molecules. They were not alive in the way we understand it today, but they were the building blocks of what was to come. As these molecules replicated and evolved over countless generations, they became more complex. They formed protective membranes and started to metabolize nutrients from their environment. The first cells were born, and life as we know it began to take shape. The early Earth was dominated by these simple, single-celled organisms for billions of years. But then, something remarkable happened. Some of these cells started to band together, sharing resources and responsibilities. This was the birth of multicellular life, a monumental leap in complexity and diversity. The Cambrian period, starting around 540 million years ago, saw an explosion of life like never before. In the blink of an evolutionary eye, the oceans teemed with a dazzling array of creatures. Trilobites, early ancestors of insects and crustaceans, scuttled along the sea floor. Primitive fish, the first vertebrates, swam in the ancient seas. And strange, alien creatures, unlike anything alive today, flourished in the Cambrian seas. This was the dawn of life, a story of chance, adaptation, and the unfathomable power of evolution. From simple molecules to the first cells, from single-celled organisms to complex multicellular life, the Earth was transformed into a living planet. From humble microbial beginnings, life on Earth had taken its first tentative steps. Fast forward to the Mesozoic era, the age of the dinosaurs. This era, spanning over 180 million years, was a time when Earth was dominated by these formidable creatures. Dinosaurs in all their varied shapes and sizes, from the towering Brachiosaurus to the swift Velociraptor, ruled the land. This era also witnessed the evolution of other major groups of animals and plants. The first mammals, small nocturnal creatures, scurried underfoot, waiting for their moment in the spotlight. The first flowering plants, or angiosperms, began to bloom, providing a splash of color to the landscape and a new food source for many creatures. But this thriving era was not to last forever. About 65 million years ago, disaster struck. An asteroid, approximately 6 miles wide, hurtled towards Earth at an unimaginable speed. The impact, occurring near what is now the Yucatan Peninsula, created a crater over 100 miles wide. The aftermath of this catastrophic event was devastating. Dust and debris filled the atmosphere, blocking out the sun. Temperatures plummeted, and the world plunged into a deep freeze. This dramatic change in climate proved too much for the dinosaurs. Their reign came to an abrupt end. Yet in the face of this extinction event, life showed its remarkable resilience. Small mammals, once overshadowed by the dinosaurs, seized their opportunity. The age of dinosaurs came to a dramatic end, but life, as it always does, found a way. In the wake of the dinosaurs, a new group of animals rose to prominence: the mammals. The world, as it had been known, was wiped clean, paving the way for a new era, the age of mammals. This was a turning point, a monumental shift in our Earth's narrative. The first mammals were small, nocturnal creatures, scurrying under the cover of darkness. However, with the dinosaurs out of the picture, these creatures evolved, diversified, and grew in size. Their brains became more complex, their senses more acute, and their survival instincts more refined, all in the name of survival and dominance. Among these mammals, a distinctive group stood out: the primates. They took to the trees, their hands and feet evolving to grasp branches, their eyes moving forward for better depth perception. From this group emerged our earliest ancestors, the hominids, walking upright and using tools. Fast forward a few million years, and we arrive at the rise of Homo sapiens, or as we like to call ourselves, wise man. We began to control fire, developed language, and started to form complex societies. Our dominion over the earth was solidified, and we started to shape the world around us. But with great power comes great responsibility. Our impact on the earth has been profound. We've harnessed resources, altered landscapes, and even changed the climate. We've triggered a new geological era, the Anthropocene, characterized by the significant global impact of human activities. The story of our Earth, of life itself, is a tale of resilience and adaptation. From the first stirrings of life in the primordial soup to the rise of the dinosaurs, from the ascendance of mammals to the emergence of humans, every chapter has been a testament to the indomitable spirit of life. And so we find ourselves here in the present day, custodians of a planet with a rich and turbulent history. We're but a blip in the grand scheme of things, yet our impact has been monumental. As we move forward, let's remember our roots and the journey that brought us here. But what of the future? What will be the ultimate fate of our home? A question that has intrigued and haunted humanity for generations. The future of Earth is tied to the destiny of the sun, our life-giving star. As the sun ages, it will continue to heat up, its outer layers expanding into a red giant. This process will take around 5 billion years, give or take. As the sun expands, it will engulf the inner planets, including our Earth. The seas will evaporate, the ground will melt, and eventually, our planet will be consumed by the star it once orbited. A fiery end for a world that has hosted so much life. But could life survive? As the sun's heat increases, the habitable zone, the region around a star where conditions might be just right for life, will move outwards. Mars, and even the icy moons of Jupiter and Saturn, might find themselves in the right place at the right time. Yet, life as we know it will need more than just the right temperature. It will need a protective atmosphere, liquid water, and a stable environment for long enough to evolve. These are tall orders for any world, let alone planets and moons that have been frozen or barren for billions of years. As the sun's life ends in a spectacular nova, any remaining life in the solar system will face a new challenge, surviving in a system without a star. Life might cling on in the subsurface oceans of icy moons, or perhaps find refuge on rogue planets drifting through the galaxy. Even as we ponder Earth's eventual end, we must remember our role as stewards of this remarkable planet for as long as it lasts. The future may seem distant, but the choices we make today will shape the world for generations to come. As we look to the stars, let us not forget the world under our feet, our home, our Earth,